Ugh. Why, Naomi Watts? Why? You're better than this. You're better than this. Hey everyone, welcome to another review, and here's my review from the movie Shut In. This movie sucks. Yeah, I'm just gonna go right out and say it. This movie is fucking awful. Fuck this movie. Yeah, I know this is the point of the review. I'm supposed to say who stars in it, who directed this movie, and who wrote this movie, what this movie's about. Honestly, does anyone even give a shit? This movie's been out for like a week or two, or I think, yeah, a couple weeks. It's done very poorly in the box office. It is a 0% as of now, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes. Nobody likes this movie. It's like a 4 or 3.8 out of 10 on IMDb. Everyone calls this movie an absolute piece of shit, and the people who haven't seen this movie or probably never even heard of this movie, it's all for the best. It's all for the best. I keep praising this year of its great horror movies because so many amazing horror movies have come out this year, like The Witch and Hush and The Conjuring 2 and Don't Breathe and Lights Out. A lot of very good horror movies have came out. The Invitation, a lot of great horror movies. But there have been some stinkers, like The Other Side of the Door, The Boy, and all that kind of shit. This movie Shut In is hands down the worst horror movie. I don't even know if I should call this movie a horror movie. It's more of like a thriller, but I guess a horror thriller, whatever you want to call this movie. It is the worst of the year. Not the worst movie. I still think Norm of the North still takes that crowning jewel of shitbox of 2016, but this movie Shut In is very close. This movie is boring, stupid, ridiculous, and a complete waste of time. After I saw this movie yesterday, I literally said, I want 90 minutes of my life back. I literally do. I lost 90 minutes of my time. I could have done anything else with my time than watch this movie. I'd rather nap for 90 minutes. I'd rather go skip for 90 minutes. I'd rather go do anything for 90 minutes than watch this anus of a film ever again. This movie is so stupid, so dull, so lifeless, so just pointless, and just so sloppily made that I have no idea why. I have no idea why this movie exists. This movie was so half-assed, so phoned in, it's baffling that this movie was even made. I feel like none of these actors, all very talented actors. You got like Charlie Heaton in this movie from Stranger Things. You got Jacob Tremblay from The Room, or Room, not The Room, not Terry Nepotlisa, Room with Brie Larson. And you got Naomi Watts, a very good actress as the lead. Every one of them, Oliver Platt is also in this movie. All of them give terrible, lifeless performances. I feel like none of them wanted to be there. I felt like they were all just like drugged up and they just like threw them on set and they just started shooting them because they all looked so drowsy and dull and bored, and there was no life in this movie. Everyone acts like this. Hi. Oh no. That's the acting in this movie. That's how bad and dull and bland and lifeless the acting in this movie is. I feel like the director wasn't even trying. He mostly shoots this whole movie in one location because he doesn't want to go to other locations and stuff. And I felt like the writer just gave up halfway and be like, you know what? Let's just put this as the twist. And this movie doesn't even have an Act 2. This movie goes to Act 1 to Act 3. Basically, it has two halves. The first 45 minutes is just a very boring movie that you don't know where it's going because you really don't give a shit because you're not invested with the story, characters, or anything. Then the last half is literally the third act. The third act of this movie is like 50 minutes long. That's why I say there's no Act 2. It's Act 1 and it goes right to Act 3. I don't know why this movie just says, you know what, fuck Act 2, let's just go right to Act 3. And then we find out what the twist is, and the twist is stupid. Like, it's really dumb. Like, I've seen dumber twists in horror movies, but the twist in this movie is really stupid. And that's when the acting gets even worse, and just things become even more unplausible than, like, a lot of things that are in this movie, and just the way this movie ends, too, is so ridiculous. I was almost kind of laughing a little bit. I'm like, really? That's how they're ending this movie? Wow. Well, as long as it's over. This movie makes little to no sense, and these characters are probably the most boringest, dumbest characters in a horror movie in a long time. This movie is just stupid. Nothing about this movie is good. It has good actors, and they're all both very bland and lifeless in this movie. I felt like none of these actors wanted to be there. I felt like the director wasn't trying. I felt like the writer just gave up halfway. I felt like no one wanted this movie made, so why was this movie even made? There was nothing good about this movie. The shots were terrible. The editing was terrible. There was zero scares. Oh, the jump scares in this movie. Oh my god. They're terrible. They're terrible. There's literally all fake scares. Someone opens a door and it's just some guy standing there and then the score goes boom. Oh, fucking hate that. I fucking hate that. There's zero scares. The twist is stupid. The acting is terrible. Nothing about this movie is remotely good. I'm sorry. I feel like I want to cry because I want, again, my 90 minutes of my life back. I just want to cry because this movie's atrocious. Like, it's not even like the movie Cell, you know, with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson. That movie is one of the worst pieces of shit this year, but at least it's hilariously bad. Like it's so funny how stupid and bad it is. I couldn't even laugh at this movie. Like, maybe the last 40 seconds because how stupid it is, but this movie, like, oh my god, like, I felt like my brain cells were just slowly dying. I felt like I was watching The Ring video. You know the videos in The Ring? And after you watch it, like 7 days later, you die and you're on your chair like this. Oh, I felt like I was gonna do that at the end of this movie. I'd just be in my chair like this. Oh, I felt like this movie was gonna kill me. This is like The Ring video. It is death. This movie is like watching death. That's how awful this movie is. So yeah. Please don't see it. This movie's terrible. It actually made a bit of money. I don't know how much the budget for this movie is. I really hope people don't pay money to see this movie because it's awful. So yeah. Of course, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give the movie Shut-In a 1 out of 10. This movie sucks. It sucks. So yeah, that was my review for the movie Shut-In. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, what is the worst horror movie of 2016? This is definitely the worst for me, but what do you think is the worst horror movie that has came out this year? Comment below, let me know. And as always for this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and join the dark side.